name's Corinne Bush. I'm the game director on Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are living in cringe times. I took a couple of days off in the last 48 hours just to sort of take a bit of a deep breath and recuperate and relax. I really enjoyed Halloween yesterday. I got round to watching The Hitcher and Big Trouble in Little China. That was an absolute palate cleanser, but it's back to the salty grind, ladies and gentlemen. And if you can see what I'm staring at on the right monitor in my room, you will shiver with terror. Unfortunately, folks, I have to share this news with you. It's news I don't want to share, but I've got to get it out there because leaving it to one content creator to spread the message to beware of Bioware is just frankly an understatement. So without further ado, folks, let's get on with today's video.
You know what old Jack Burton always says at a time like this?
Who?
Jack Burton. Me.
They hunted him down. They murdered his friends. And they took the only thing he would kill for.
You know this guy? Yeah, but I'm not proud of it.
If it's a mission no man can survive, he's the man for the job.
Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Fuck you, asshole.
So watch out for him and his babes of the 1980s. Hail to the Jason Kings, baby.
It's all in the reflexes.
Well, as you know, folks, already, yesterday, Halloween, one of the greatest days of the year, unfortunately was marred by the release of Dragon Age: The Veilguard, or as we like to say here, Drag On Age, that won't be making its way to RuPaul's Drag Race anytime soon. So Smash JT says here, happy Bioware Dragon Age: The Veilguard, launch day today. That's being sarcastic, of course. Did you know that Bioware hired a Predator to work on the game? A former employee of Kotaku UK with a long history of false accusations against anyone who stands in his way. And by the way, Smash JT made me laugh yesterday with his coverage of this video because it's very well put together and with some disturbing elements which I'm going to peruse as well with you. But a couple of times he referred to this freak of nature here, Laura Kate Dale, as them or them. And I thought, dude, just say him. It's his way or the highway. By supporting this game, when you buy it, you're actually encouraging the game industry to continue down this very, very sordid path. Look, I don't have kids. Well, not ones that I know about anyway. And I'm kidding, by the way. I've always been a very, very careful dude in that respect. But look, this dude does not belong in a padded room. He belongs in Arkham Asylum. This thing only gets so much worse, folks. But in case you want to know who I'm talking about, well, have a look at this impassioned speech right here by His Royal Highness Laura K. Dale.
In a pre-recorded BBC radio interview, it was edited out and did not make it to air. Once upon a time, the BBC decided to parade me around like a light-hearted good news story, while desperately trying to erase my transness from that narrative. Back in August of last year, my wife and I made UK news for getting married on a train together.
You mean your husband? You cannot change from one gender to another. In this case, this dude thinks he's a woman and say, well, me and my wife, we got married on the train, then we walked down the aisle. So it's his claims to say that the BBC paraded him like a goon show freak on one of their TV episodes, airings, whatever. It's kind of funny. You know, what I find extremely funny about this particular video and this grandstanding right here, the BBC has a history, a very long history of grooming. You've seen Hugh Edwards, you've seen Jimmy Savile. There's probably other unaccounted for cases with presenters who you think, oh, they look nice, they wouldn't hurt a fly. And then months or years down the line, it all gets uncovered, right? That we've been duped. I mean, look at the Harrods situation with that bloody midget, Al Fayed. I can't believe a guy like him would even exude such power over supposedly vulnerable women. It's bizarre. So Harrods, that once great British institution, well, people are going to be giving that place a wide berth anyway and making their way to Selfridges instead, which is founded by an American dude. So yeah, you drag on and keep talking about how you and your wife you and your husband were married together. That's what a cringe thing to even air on a public platform. So His Royal Highness Laura Kate Dale had made this legacy post on their Twitter account about how they made a guest appearance on the BBC, yet they were standing outside the very building berating them for making a buffoonery, mockery exhibit of her, because quite rightly, that's what they should be doing. So obviously now if you go to the actual link that he's posted here, it's now unavailable on BBC iPlayer, but just rummaging around on YouTube, you can actually find it right here. So it's a pretty... Yeah, so this was a video game, an online free experience, which I'm not going to mention the name in case it gets flagged by YouTube, but just look at the insincerity that is breathing from the dragon's mouth, sorry, the dragon's mouth right here.
Certain parts of what have been said about this particular game that do lead me to suspect that it may not have been the only game involved in this particular tragic event. Without knowing specifically,
we'll have to wait.
I'm not sure why the BBC thought it was a very good idea to bring an alleged predator onto their show and discuss an online harmful video game that kids have access to. And it's just I just sit here and like some people have said, yeah, you can tell this dude is 100% feminine, can't you? It's just an abomination against everything that is so good and great about being a human, right? You know, when I was growing up, it'll be the Jack and Jill books or Peter and Jane. You know, straight away, you know from the names of the characters, they're male and they're female. But you're probably wondering, like, Jace, why are you mentioning this now? What's this got to do with Dragon Age the Veilguard? Well, I'll get to that in a minute, because when you know what this freak of nature is right here, how they're connected to that game, it will all be pieced together. So, what... This is so bad. Oh my gosh. I've seen some very weird things on YouTube anyway, but what is gender dysmorphia? It's called a mental disease. So, yeah, this is the kind of stuff that they're pushing now. I mean, again, we know what Dragon Age the Veilguard, what nonsense that's pushing out, but have a look at this. So apparently, when you have new kids that are born into the world, they might be that first word. So already, and this is YouTube, by the way, that are allowing this stuff to exist on their platform.
Here at Queer Kid Stuff and Rainbow Story Time. Hi friends, welcome to Queer Kid Stuff. I'm Linz.
Yeah, hi Linz, you retard.
And this is Rainbow Story Time, where we read LGBTQ plus picture books for all of you, my friends. Today I want to talk to you about something that can be kind of hard for trans people like me. A little.
Are you though? Because you look almost womanish, you sound womanish. Isn't this creepy? I thought they used to say Ronald McDonald, the clown, was a creepy kid's icon. No, he's actually probably more like the Grim Reaper when you think about your love for junk food. But this is absolutely ridiculous. Rainbow parenting? Oh God, Jesus Christ. Oh my word. I'm not kidding. This is an utter joke. There are some things if you're not looking for them, you'll find them unintentionally on YouTube and TikTok especially. The so-called educational videos that are branded in that way so it escapes the algorithm and gets to find its own seedy private audience everywhere. Do you know what I mean? So shame on YouTube that they allowed this to actually champion it for some reason. You're allowed to get away with saying, hey kids, if you're under 5 years old and you want to be indoctrinated, then come and watch Queer Kids LBGT stuff right here on YouTube. My goodness me, it's just taking away the innocence of what it is to be a child. Oh my word. Oh God. Jesus Christ. I'm kind of sick and done with this. But anyway, Laura Kate Dale, why is he flexing so much? Because on Reddit, he reveals to have worked as a consultant for Dragon Age the Veilguard due to lead writer Patrick Weeks. Oh, and that's their avatar. That's Kate's avatar. You can't even tell that's a male or a female, can you? It's the worst drawn thing I've seen since Kamala Marvel in the Marvel comics. Now, Above Skies, that's one of their accounts. I just got approval to say this. I worked on Dragon Age the Veilguard. I've been sat in on this secret for nearly 4 years. I'm so excited to finally be able to tell everyone I'm in the credits. Thank you so much to Patrick Weeks for reaching out to me to get me involved. That's Patrick Weeks right there. Ah, yeah. Oh, he's a they, them, might be married to a chick. So why do you need they, them pronouns? Dude? Are you a dude? Oh, and he's followed by Erika Ishii, everybody's favorite new Ghost of Tsushima warrioress, and Sam Lake. The Sam Lake who gave you the very based Max Payne, and sadly RIP to James McCaffrey, who passed away last year, which I had no idea, by the way. But Sam Lake is a pretty much a wokey dokey these days. Anything, I mean, the guy is constantly posting on social media, and I find half of his social media statements, I just fall asleep. The guy has nothing of interest to say, rather. But oh my goodness, I mean, that's it, folks. If you want to be very happy about Dragon Age the Veilguard, oh my god, it's because it's not got one transgender person attached to it. You got Kareem Bouche, or Boucher as I like to call them, also on that particular program.
It's Corinne Bush. I'm the game director on Dragon Age the Veilguard. I joined Bioware just shortly after Anthem had launched, and fortunately the opportunity came along to join my dream franchise, Dragon Age.
I don't care!
And I'll tell you what was so funny as well, the head creator of Mass Effect, and there's a new game in the works apparently, had to come out a few days ago, not as in coming out that way, like Diana Ross once sung about, but to say, yeah, the next Mass Effect game is going to retain the dark, mature nature of the previous titles, excluding Andromeda, obviously, but that didn't actually deflect from the fact that we might still get these hideous pronouns and all the agenda, squalid, putrid dog shit going into that game as well. I'm pretty sure that is going to happen. I can bet my bottom dollar it would happen. And it's so sad to see that kids cannot grow up innocently in today's world without being forced to be indoctrinated by a certain I mean, look, when I was growing up, you know, the thing you talked about inappropriate stuff would be like, I don't know, a kissing scene on TV, or a woman disrobing, which of course I think is the greatest thing on earth. That's the mild stuff, that's the PG stuff. But now, when you're a parent in 2024 and your kid, who could be under 5 years of age, will just turn a page of a book, which is like an innocent nursery rhyme book, and it might have some very weird ideology, or you might put on the iPad for them and they'll watch a program that suddenly appears that talks about, hey, are you a queer kid? It's just so seedy and indoctrinated. And you know, when you get to your early teen years, the peer pressure to lose your virginity by the time you're 16 is so ridiculous to me, because again, what happens to that kid? They might end up becoming a father before they're even 20, or a mother before they're 20. And that's innocence taken away. You should live your teenage years until you're no longer a teenager, right? Although in my case, I still am. I live in perpetuity, and it's fantastic. It's the greatest gift that God has ever given me. But ladies and gentlemen, if you thought this Dragon Age Veil Off title was bad, wait until you see my next video. It's going to be worse than this, but even twice as funny. So if I were you, and if you were me, you may wish to return at your own peril for the next video.